We got a picture here. It's too hard for me to read. I don't know where it is, but then somebody will know.
Like a horse out in St. Louis.
And all this says on the back is a cross. And this says pictures we took across. So I'd say someplace they've been. Same Flowers, December 8th, 1975. My birthday from Betty and Jim. So that's her birthday flowers in 1975.
That's got 2 UFOs in it.
Now here this says Sharon and Dad, Christmas at Sharon's, 1975. That's in our C Street house.
Very dark picture.
Very dark picture. What a shame.
Maybe it'll come out.
And this is at our C Street house. That's Sherry's Easter. Larry got her stereo, and she had chocolate rabbit and basket, etc. There's Mom's living room with her gallery of pictures. That's what we can say. Here's Sheri in her Halloween outfit, 1975, with her big pumpkin. This picture turned out. That's in our C Street house. Those are planters Larry built me. It had palm trees up them.
I got this on macro. This is about as close as I dare to go. It's starting to grainy the pictures, so this is as big as I can blow them up.
These pictures are doll finished, that's why.
Yeah, but they're also starting to turn grainy.
And there's Ed and Joanne. Well, these are green there because they're a matte finish. You don't ever want a matte
what
finish.
I'm saying, I'm trying to blow them up to fill the screen, and I don't get them any grainier.
It's got to be Jack and Catherine's house, and I don't know where. Maybe Pennsylvania. Looks like Vicky's sitting there. That's Melody. That's Melody. Well, some of these pictures were out of sequence in the album because there's Ed's wedding pictures again. The people I suppose stood up with them, I have no idea who they are, but Ed will know. By the way, what I'm doing with all these pictures, Mom sent them home with me to go through, and she wants them on this tape. And then I'm going to put family groups together and put them away, and when everybody comes home, they'll get theirs. Ed and Joanne again at their wedding, opening up presents. And I have no idea. This looks like 2 or 3 pictures into one. That's Mom sitting there next to Sherry's toys. But it looks like an overexposure, because it looks like Dad laying there on the floor. Bill and Colleen giving a kiss at Pam's wedding. Pam's wedding. We had a wedding picture of her in the group earlier. Another picture from Ed's wedding. She really should have had these put together, or I should have gone through them and put them together. Mom and Dad and Sheri at our house on C Street, the one we built. This says pictures of our trip across, so there's another one that's out of sync. And I'm saying that's what that is. And that's another one. Then the next shot will be Sheri, March of 1974 at Richerson's. The next one, Sheri, 1975 at our house. Different Halloween costume, different pumpkin, but it's still Halloween time. And that's going to be it for a while. It will be of Alberta, Loretta, Sharon, and Jeff. That would have been taken in Kentucky at my mom's sister's, Alberta. This is Sharon and Sheri and Dad in 1975 in our C Street house. But it looks like about Thanksgiving time, maybe. This says, friends we met over there. She calls a lot of places over there. I don't know where over there is. This says, Vicky, graduation day. Our backyard. So I was probably right in saying that the red brick home and all the other pictures was Jack's. Larry fixing up the paneling in Mom and Dad's house in the dining room. He did all that work. Here's some more food on board their ship. We had pictures from that a while ago. So I'm saying this is Melody at Jack's in Pennsylvania. And this is Jack's family and Dad. Someplace they went while they were visiting. This is Sheri at Easter at our house, 1975. That's Sheri, same thing. Wow, I don't know who this is. Oh, this is, I believe her name's Bertha, and it's Jack and Catherine's friend from Detroit, Michigan. Her and her husband Joe came to visit them one time when they came home. And this is Larry and I, and what happened to Larry's face, I don't know, but you see the white through it. But that's us, one time or another. That's at Mom's, and I think we had one of these where Dad laid on those pillows all the time. And this is another trip, and I think, I'm going to go pretty quick here because I think we've duplicating some things. But I'm not real sure. Yeah, these we've already got. This is the only one that's new, and I have no idea what that could be. But it's part of the trip. All right, I have to get another album out now. That looks like little Eddie to me. That's Ed's son. That's who it looks like. And this is a barbecue at Ed and Joanne's. That looks like Debbie, Ed's daughter. There's Debbie and Ed Jr. That's Ed's kids. Of course, they're all grown up now. Yeah, that's Joanne and Ed's. And it looks like Dad was down there because there's Ed barbecuing and Dad's sitting around. Looks like he's got him something to eat. There's little Eddie Jr. again. And looks like they all went swimming that day too. And having a lot of fun in the pool. Nice privacy fence around.
Starting to get a light reflection. Yeah, keep it straight up.
And that's all of Ed and Joanne's. And that is. And this was the last one. There's Ed back there in the white shorts and barbecuing. Everybody sitting around having a good time. Now, that's that group. Here's another group. Says, my husband, November, Larry Richardson, 1922, West 8, so we hadn't been married very long. And then there's Joanne and Debbie. Looks like they were gone somewhere. This is Jeff Foreman. This says Ed, Joanne, and Dad at Kings Island. Not a very good picture, but then maybe it'll come out better on the cam. This is Kings Island. That's Dad, and that's probably an Ed's. Or Bill's, somewhere. There's O'Bert and Kenneth. It's Mom's sister and her husband. There's Dad in their kitchen at the house. I don't know what year it was. It wasn't wrote on. And there's the Mom's rose garden and Dad's old well pump and stuff out back the way they used to have it fixed. My ham bone's buried in there by the pump. It said July of '62. And this is Grandma King and family. There's Grandma King and the rest of the gang. And this other one says Nona, Dad, and Bill Varner. And below these dolls it says Pam's, Denise's, Nanette's, and Janelle's. This is Sheri, 2 years old. That's when she was 2. Okay, Mom, a while ago you seen your great big blooming magnolia tree. Here's what it looked like when you started out. There's no date on the picture, but that's your little bitty magnolia tree before it blossomed like we saw earlier. This picture says November 1958, November 2nd, Fort Mammoth, New Jersey. That's Ed when he was in the Army. This is Uncle Watts, which I couldn't think of his name a while ago. Uncle Watt and Aunt Maybelle and family. That says Bill, so it had to be his graduation day. I don't know why that says Bill. That's not Bill. That's Ed. Mom, you wrote the wrong name. That's Ed. That's Ed's graduation day. This next one says Kenneth and Alberta, Sharon, Grandpa, and Dad at a picnic. This next one says right up on the mountain at New Mexico. That's Mexico. That's Mexico. That's Mexico. Now we saw the difference in your magnolia tree from little to big. Let's get cold for a while and go back to winter in the December of 1962. And there's the little tree with the lights that Betty and Jim bought you. And my, how a tree does grow. Look at it in 1973. Look how that thing grown. Look at there, 1962 and 1973. Isn't that something? Sure was cold and snowy then, too. Grandpa and Melody. Vicky 16, Melody 2.5. Dear and Grandpa, Sharon and Melody in 1973. Darren and Melody. Darren age 7, Melody 2.5. Taking their little bathie. There's Sheri in our C Street house. 1973, there's Dad laying on the floor on his big pillows. I sure hope that shows up. Here's Sheri and Grandpa. She was age 4. You can tell she was staying all night. Here's the same picture, Sheri age 4 with her great big rag doll that we bought her. Boy, she hung on to that thing. Here's Darren, age 7. Vicky, age 16. Jack, Kate, Larry, and Sharon at Christmas, 1973. This is in our C Street house, Dad and Mom and Sheri in 1973. You can tell that's at Christmas time. Here's Sheri and Baby Doll at age 4. That's Chrissy Baby. Here's Sheri in 1973 in her sleeping pouch. Raggedy Ann, Rag Boy. Another Sheri at age 4 and Grandpa. Then at our house, Sheri, Grandpa, Sharon, and Larry, Christmas 1973 in our C Street house. I was having dinner. This is 1973 Christmas. She's got her big doll. We got her with the... Now here's Sheri and Larry at our house, Christmas 1973. You can tell we got around that year back and forth. Sheri and Larry, Sharon and Doll at Christmas 1973. There's her Chrissy Baby, and there's her Raggedy Ann and Andy table and chairs and things we got her. And there's our Jesus picture all lit up. That's in our house on C Street. Dad and Baby Doll that Sheri took at age 4. A picture with the doll on Grandpa. Kate and Darren, it says on the back. Jack and Dad at Jack's house. 1973 Christmas party with the club. There's several of these. 73 Christmas party with her club. It's Nonda's hosting there. And Nonda's mom's over here. There's their Christmas tree in 73. Here's some more club pictures. A Christmas picture. And then here's myself fixing Sheri's hair in a bouffant. That's it for right now. Well, there's Sheri, age 4. sitting at Mom and Dad's. There's Mom and Dad's bathroom, when she done it in lavender and pink. I'm going to tell you, some of these pictures I can't get, and I'm just going to give full sheets to people because they're getting too hard to get out on some of them, like stick like glue, and I'm not going to tear the pictures up. This is January 1960. That's Bill. This is Mom, November 16th, 1972. We took that one with our Polaroid. I wrote on it. This one is Sheri, November 16th, 1972. Be nice. Don't put it upside down. Okay.
Mammoth Cave.
Yep. Age. See, 72. Probably 4 or 5. Cindy, age 16, grade 11. Vicky, age 14, grade 9. Darren, 6 months. On the back of this one, it says February 9th, 1957. You see now why I'm not taking some of these back out. That's Jack and Catherine and Cindy. Okay, this is Bill. Doesn't have anything written on the back. Your guess is as good as mine. Probably a graduation picture, but then I don't know. There's Sheri's newborn picture, the one we had taken in the hospital. You can see it tore too. And here's Sheri with the toy box that my dad made her, and then she had her rocker and her little bed. I'd say maybe 3 years old. Pam, 1971, 72. I'm saying that's her graduating portrait. Bill's daughter, oldest daughter. That's Janelle, but there's no writing on the wall. And this other one's Janelle, age 14, 9th grade, it says. And here's Pam again, probably a freshman or sophomore, but it doesn't say either. That's Bill's oldest daughter, and then Janelle's the next one. And here's a good picture of Ed, right there, with his singing group. And I'm betting that was taken in his overseas stay, probably in Germany. Might have been when they went to California, but I'm just not sure. Now we have, I'm going to guess with the red hair, I'm saying that's Melanie and Jack and Catherine's rocker in their living room in Detroit, Michigan. But I'm not sure. There's Jack and Catherine. It says August of 72. Jack and Catherine at Mom and Dad's, it says May of 72. This doesn't say anything except February of 72, but I have no idea who it is. It might be Melody, because it looks like Jack's house in Detroit. This says May of 72. That's Cindy and Vicky and Sheri and Darren at Mom and Dad's. May of 72. That's Sheri with her Easter rabbit, Vicky and Darren. That picture in the background, if it's picking it up, is Pam's senior picture. February of 72, that's evidently this is when they were developed, but the year will tell you something. There's Dad and Darren at Jackson, Michigan. And this is June of 72, Jack and Catherine and Darren at home. June of 72, that's Pam. August of 72. This had to be in our first apartment. It's Larry, Charlie, Dad, and Sheri. There's Mom and Dad, August of 72. And your guess is as good as mine. These were taken in 72, but I have no idea where or when. There's Christmas 72. There's June of 72. This says 72. That's Dad in somebody's Jeep somewhere. This is 72. Mom and Vicky and Cindy. There's Sheri of 72, sitting on front with her small rag doll. And there's Sheri, 72. That's Sheri, 72, playing with her toys. Some kind of barnyard outfit or something like from schoolhouse. There's Sheri in 72. Here's Sheri in 71, riding her horse. There she is in 72 with the smaller rag doll. That's not the big one. And this is where she gave it a hug. Is that one showing? Mm-hmm. That's it. All right, Mom, this is your life. This is going to be from your parents that are in front of you now, right on through to brothers and sisters, kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, the house you lived in. Right now, this is a picture of your mom, Edith Louise Robinson Heidelberg. She died in 1917 at the age of 29 in Manheim, Missouri. That's Grandpa Heidelberg. In 1969, that picture was taken. But that's your mom and your dad. Now, the next picture I'm going to do is, here's a picture of your brother. This is in Maysville, Kentucky on 5th Street, taken in 1937. And I'm pretty sure that's Clyde. You got it? Mm-hmm. All right, here's another picture. That's Clyde, Grandpa Heidelberg, and Dad. That's Clyde is Grandpa Heidelberg's son, your brother, and that's Dad. Now, I've got another real interesting picture here. I'm sure that's you. I just don't know who with. Whether it's a brother or somebody come home from service, and it's taken around 1942. Here's another interesting picture. This was taken in June of 1938. And I'm sure you know who everybody in that picture is. Now, here's another picture of Dad. And it's a very, very old picture, too. Now I've got another picture of Dad and Grandpa Heidelberg sitting in the front yard. It must have been on one of his visits at one time or another. Now here comes some other memories. There's Ed and I, one year when he was home on leave in the military. Look at that car. Imagine that. Here's Betty and I and Mike back in your back flower bed you used to have. Here's Betty and Jim and Mike playing in the front yard. Here's Betty and Jim and Dad and Mike and Ed sitting in the front yard. This is in May of 1948. That's Ed and myself. This was along the same time. That's Betty and Mike. Here's one. The building in the background is where we live, and that's from Betty. And that's Jim and Mike. Here's a picture of Ed and I, and you can tell that's very, very old. All right. Now, you should find these things interesting. There's a picture of me. That was in April of '60. Here's my daughter, Sheri, in '69. Here's Betty and I at the piano that you bought us. We're doing the sister acts, what Jim called it. There's Larry and Dad and Sheri and I at a dinner at our house. There's Ed and Debbie and Eddie Jr. You got it?
Yeah. That's still coming.
That's in '71. Here's Bill and Colleen. I have no idea when that was. Here's Grandpa, here's Dad and Sheri. Here's Jack's family running. Some of us, not all there, but some of them. All right, now we're going to get on to something real interesting here. Here's a trip that all of us went on, and that's Dad and you, Jack and Bill, Ed and Sharon, and I do believe Larry has discovered this shadow right here on the front of me is Betty taking the picture. So that means all of us were together on that trip. So that's interesting. Next, we have a very young picture of you. It's in June 25th, 1938. And there you are. Here's another picture of Dad. And I don't have a date on it, but I'm saying around in that time period is when that was taken. Here's a picture of your first two borns, Betty and Bill. And you'll know when that was taken. And that should be interesting to you. Here's a picture of you and Dad. And it looks like you were on a trip. Long, many years ago. You can tell by the style of the dress and the shoes. Here's another picture of you. And I'm saying that's in the 50s due to the style of hair and clothes. Here's a picture of you and Dad in 1937, August 2nd. And I would think that would be Bill. See your old car? That must have been an interesting way to get around. Here's another picture, August 2nd, 37, the same day. And that's your brother, and it's probably some other of your relation, but I just don't know who they are, but then you would know. Now, while we're on the subject of firstborns, here's a picture of you and Dad on July 14th, 1952, taken, I'm sure in Texas, where Bill was stationed. That's you and Dad and your firstborn. Now we've got another interesting family group coming up here. This is you and your firstborn Betty and your dad and his firstborn grandchild Mike, which is Betty's son. That's an interesting picture. That was taken Labor Day, September 3rd, 1952. Here's another picture of your dad playing his fiddle. Now here's an interesting picture, and I'm sure this was taken at Betty's. was taken the week of November 16th, 1957. There's you and Dad standing there. Now, that started something, because then here's the house that you proceeded to buy. That's the black and white picture. Here's one in 69, and there's a color picture with all your trees and leaves and everything. Now, here comes an interesting group of people. These are the kids that you raised in that house and their spouses. There's Betty and Jim. There's Bill and Colleen. There's Jack and Catherine. There's Ed. And there's Larry and Sharon. Now, the next thing that I want to show you is a collection of, guess what this is? This is the start of your grandkids. How about that? These are grandkids and great-grandkids, and I may not have a picture of everybody, but I've got a picture of a lot of people. And you recognize who all of these people are. Isn't that a nice parade of pictures? All your grandkids and great-grandkids and your own kids and the beginning of you and Dad's life together in the house. Everybody's spouse, your mom and dad starting it all off. I might be kind of going a little fast here, but there's a few things that I do want to get in before we run out of tape.